welcome to the Chicago Stadium. I'm Dave Hodge, welcoming you to Molson Leaf Hockey on the Global Television Network. It is important. It would really help the Leafs if they could continue their mastery of the Blackhawks. They have 7 of 8 points from Chicago. Reverse those results, and the Leafs would not be anywhere close to a playoff spot. If they can continue to dominate the Blackhawks starting tonight, they would have a good chance despite the record that shows them on the road 18 times with the Hawks at home 18 times. There are some important players who continue to be out of this Leaf lineup. Aya Frady and Lehman and Marois. We continue to mention Wendell Clark, but the Blackhawks are without more than just Denny Savard. For more on that, let's go to the broadcast booth and meet Eric Thomas and Harry Neal.
Thank you, Dave. Savard is out, Thomas is out, and Wilson is out, but more and more over the month, the Hawks' play has improved. More and more starting to look like a Mike Keenan coached hockey club, Harry.
Well, I'm sure Coach Keenan can see the light at the end of the improvement tunnel. The work ethic on his team is up. The goals against are down. The special teams have improved. I guess the question is, without Savard, Wilson, and Thomas, can the improvement continue?
It's not going to be easy for the Leafs. 18 games away from home, and they've only won 7 at the Gardens all year.
Worse than that, they've only won 1 of their last 13 road games. But, Eric, it's quite simple. If the Leafs want to make the playoffs, they have to start doing something on the road, and tonight's the night to start.
Maybe you can hear it in the background. You can't talk about a hockey game in this building without talking about the national anthem.
Well, Wayne Mesmer's the soloist at the national anthem here, and he, with a great classical music background, will approach the Star-Spangled Banner with the same intensity Placido Domingo would take on an aria from Carmen. And I want you to listen carefully to the anthem after the next commercial, because after the first verse, Tarzan could be singing it, and the fans here won't know the difference. He and Nancy Faust and the great pipe organ will start the great tradition of the game here at the Chicago Stadium.
And Wayne is set to mesmerize. You're watching Molson Leaf Hockey on the Global Television Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrapped the wire, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet waves o'er the land of the free and the
Well, we're going to have to nail things down again up here because the place has come loose, and Wayne Mesmer does it every time with Nancy Faust.
I'd pay $20 and go home now and think I got my money's worth.
Bob Myers, Ron Finn, and Dan Shakty will handle the officiating here at the stadium tonight. Ken Reggett will start in goal. 2 wins and a tie so far in the 4 games played against Chicago. He plays well against the Blackhawks as a rule. And Alain Chevrier, and this guy coming from Winnipeg for a draft pick, has certainly settled this hockey club down, Harry.
I think he'll play every game from now to the end of the year. Mike Keenan and Bob Pulford engineered a great trade when they got this guy for a 5th round from the Winnipeg Jets.
Troy Murray at center, across the front for the Chicago Blackhawks, Dirk Graham. On the left, Steve Larmer on the right. Mr. Dave Longevity Manson on defense. And you're going to be amazed at how much hockey this man will see tonight. Trent Yanni is the other Blackhawk defenseman. Olczyk with Daou, and he got a high stick as Manson took off out of his own end. Dan Daou got clipped up high, and he's down on one knee beside the Blackhawk goal.
Well, the game started very quickly. I think that was accidental. But Daou doesn't feel very good at the moment. And the linesman noticed the injured Leaf player and blew the whistle right away. And here come the Leaf trainer. The ice is awful slippery here early in the game. And, of course, you don't want the trainer going on his keister, so Marsh was escorting him carefully across the ice.
Guy Kinnear having a look at Daou, who's cut. We saw a couple of drops of blood on the ice. Just below the nose, it looks like.
Now let's have a look at this on the replay. Watch the left-hand side of your screen, and you'll see what happened to number 24. Dan Daou. I don't know whether it was Yanni number 8.
Looked like.
Or it might have been Manson's elbow. The referee had not called a penalty on it. And so with just 14 seconds gone in this game, which is a vital game to both teams, Daou, the injured player, is just regaining his senses, and we'll get to the Leaf bench.
Yeah, he's under his own power, so.
The Chicago Blackhawks play 13 of the next 19 games here at the Chicago Stadium, and 12 of those games are divisional games. So this is a very important time of the year for the Blackhawks. Mike Keenan told me this morning at practice he was especially proud of the improvement in his defensive play for his team. In the first 26 games, they had 128 goals scored against them. In the last 25, only 96. So that's an improvement of 32. And he knows goals against will win you a lot more games later in the year than goals for.
Hawks stay with the alignment we announced before the Daou injury. Brad Marsh and Salming on the Leaf defense. Olczyk down Foose. And Mark Osborne, number 12, out there for the Leafs. And Brad Marsh will bank it off the boards. He got Osborne in the arm with it. Larmer's in there. Puck finally comes loose for Manson. Manson across the line, but the Hawks are offside. So they're trying to jam it loose. And it was knocked ahead. And play is called. It'll come outside.
Two good body checks, one thrown by this fellow, number 7, Everett Sanapass. Bob Pulford, the general manager, was telling me this morning that the development of Sanapass and Vince Cellette have been a little disappointing. Maybe he told Sanapass that because that was quite a body check he delivered, as there was 2 good ones on that shift. Chicago is the second most penalized team in the league with over 500 more minutes than the Toronto Maple Leafs have. So we're apt to see an aggressive Chicago team, and Toronto cannot be fastened down. And the Chicago power play, which is missing 3 of their players, who have 29 of the 67 power play goals. Of course, I'm talking about Savard, Wilson, and Thomas. Will take on the Leafs penalty killing, which is 18th penalty.
Murray out there with Manson. Murray's got it back again. Larmer, Gardner, and Troy Murray, the power play unit. Murray from the point in heavy traffic. Rebound in front. Another shot. Reg is going to cover up, and he can't squeeze. And finally, play is called. And it looks like another penalty. Yes, coming
Brad
up to
Marsh.
Toronto. So they're going to go down 2 men.
Brad Marsh is going to get a high sticking penalty with 1:45 left in the original penalty to Laxdal. And this really puts the Leafs in a tough spot. Let's have a look at Marsh on number 34, Gardner. You can see Marsh tying up Gardner in front of the net. And there's the shot right there. As Marsh gave him a shot with his glove hand right in the face. Could have been roughing or high sticking. Referee Myers shows high sticking. And the Leafs will have to weather a tough storm here. The only thing they can be happy about is Doug Wilson's not shooting peas from the point, and Denny Savard's not dancing around the offensive zone, not letting anybody else touch the puck.
Laxdal still has 1:45 left to serve in his penalty. Joined in the box by Brad Marsh. Manson stays out there with Bob Murray, number 6. This is his 950th game. They're working the points. Murray to Manson. Back to Murray. In the corner to Larmer. In front, just deflected wide by Troy Murray. It rolls across the twine. Manson's got it again. Hawks with a 2-man advantage. Murray from the point. Reagan's got the pad for the save. Steve Larmer looking for room. Creighton parked right out in front. Manson to Murray. To Manson again. Here it comes. Score!
David Manson gets his 16th goal of the season. A pass across from Bob Murray, and boy, he gets a lot of wood on this. I don't think Reggett could see it, but he probably could hear it go by him. Now, this is what Reggett's contending with. He's over, playing the shot for Murray. Now he comes over, and you can see big Adam Creighton, 22, blocked Reggett's view completely. And David Manson, the most improved hockey player by a country mile in the National League this year, and will play in the All-Star game next week in Edmonton, gets the 16th goal of the season. You know, in the first 117 games he played, he had 2 goals. In the last 52, he's had 16 goals. And one night last week here against Edmonton, he played 46 minutes. Mike Keenan saying he's the only player he's ever coached that he thinks will play the whole game. I remember Punch Imlach saying that about Tim Horton.
Marsh still has a minute 21 left in his penalty. 1-0 for the Hawks. Manson from Murray and Larmer at 8:11. 1-0 Chicago on the power play with a 2-man advantage. Olczyk will clear it down. Creighton on the draw with Dan Daou, but Katsopoulos and Sanapass slid into the face-off circle prematurely. Finally drop it. Here Graham to Manson at the point. Hawks keeping the pressure on. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left first period. 1-0 for Chicago. Graham sweeping it in. Reggett will clear it around. Bob McGill is there. Back around the other way for Dirk Graham. Sanapass in behind the net. He's got Creighton parked out in front. Sanapass tries to stop. He scores!
Sanapass gets his 4th goal of the season on a heads-up play. Must have been watching Gretzky watch him maneuver behind the net and decide there's nobody to pass it to. Get out and shoot at a bad angle, and I think Ken Reggett missed that goal, although there was some traffic. But you can see that Creighton's the guy who wants to give it to. Olczyk does a good job on the point, so he just gets out at a bad angle and finds a hole in the armor of Ken Reggett. And Everett Sanapass gets his 4th goal of the season. And with 2:04 left to go in a period where they've been outplayed, that's a tough goal against for the Leafs.
Coming late in the period, those are rather deflating. Curran and Larmer, 2:20 each, battle for it. Heath Brown comes up with it. Curran couldn't pick it up, and the crowd starting to taunt Ken Reggett with Reggett, Reggett. You can hear it in this building, that's for sure. Blackwood to Tom Fergus. He scores to the outside. Got it in front. Chevrier slid across to cut off Todd Gill. A tremendous save by Alain Chevrier. Larmer's coming back, but Vince Salette over the line prematurely, nullifying the rush offside.
Well, again, Todd Gill's in on the best chance the Leafs have got. He set Tomfus up on this one. Fergus gives him a great chance here. Look at that stacked pad sliding stop by Alain Chevrier. Todd Gill has nowhere to go with the puck, as he just can get a stick on it to try to redirect it in. And Alain Chevrier quickly becoming a popular Hawk.
Seconds remaining in the Larmer penalty, lagging over to the second period, Harry.
Well, I don't think there's any question about the fact that the double penalty to the Leafs that cost them a goal knocked the confidence right out of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they were kind of lucky to get out of that period down 2-0.
So the score at the end of the first period, Chicago Blackhawks 2, the Toronto Maple Leafs 0.